Do we want to have a conversation about being able to stay out of practice or not? Do y'all really want to stay out there with the 110 wet bulb? I was just waiting till you, before we have an issue about this, are we going to wait till it cools off? Is that? Well, you know, today was the first combined practice with the whole team. I think yesterday was a really good opportunity, especially last night, to be able to teach the young players, a lot of new players, some players that were here in the spring as well, but sort of the youngest 50 players on our team, what we want in all ways. Maybe an opportunity to coach them more from a technical standpoint in terms of technique, but also in not just what to do, but how to do it, and be able to take some time teaching it, but also the sort of intangibles that we would like for guys to practice with, because you really do have to teach your players how to practice. And you know, the intensity, the focus, the perseverance that it takes to stay focused and finish and keep getting the repetitions and not making mental errors toward the end of practice, which is something that happened a little bit more yesterday than it did today, which tells me that our mental energy, our intensity, our ability to sustain, the mental toughness was better today than what it was yesterday. Now, we have to continue to improve, you know, on that so that we can improve as a team. Because if a player is going to get better or get worse out there, he's not going to stay the same. And if he doesn't have the right mental energy to start with, the right intensity, the right sense of urgency about what he's doing, or he loses it at some point in practice because of the circumstance, the situation, whether it's the heat, what team he's on, who he's playing against, I don't care what external factor it is, then that particular player is not going to continue to improve, and we're not going to improve as a team. But that's really what we want to accomplish, especially in each one of these 5 days that we are acclimating our players, you know, 2 days in just shorts, and, you know, tomorrow we go to shells, which is going to be another challenge. But it's kind of been my experience, though, to sort of try to persevere it early, and the players get more used to it, and then you can sort of back off rather than say, okay, it's hot today, let's go inside. Then tomorrow when you go outside, you got to start all over. So that's, you know, really the philosophy that we're trying to take. You know, we're taking breaks in practice. We're making sure the players are hydrated. We gave everybody bod pods before we started so that we knew what their muscle mass, body fat, hydration, all those things were. We have a dietitian who has done a really good job, Miss Amy, who is new here, that's done a really good job of helping our players get educated on how to take care of themselves in situations like this. So I'm not satisfied with where we are, but pleased that we made progress from day one to day two. Mark left practice today probably about 4 o'clock, something like that, to go home to his grandfather's funeral, who passed away several days ago. Mark was home and actually had the opportunity last weekend to see his grandpap before this happened. He was very close to him. He's a big part of their family. So he'll be gone tomorrow and Sunday's practice, and we'll be back Sunday night. You know, Jeremy Griffin did not pass the physical in terms of continuing problems with his surgical knee. So he is being medically evaluated right now as to, you know, what he's going to do in the future. And that's going to be decided on, you know, very quickly. I think that, you know, we're looking forward. I know the players are looking forward to Sunday, Fan Day. It's always great for the players to have an opportunity to go out and practice in front of people who support them and who are interested in their progress. And they also enjoy giving back a little bit by spending some time afterwards with autographs and pictures and those types of things. So I know all the players are really looking forward to that. You know, Kendall Kelly didn't practice today because he had some sort of heat issues last night, nothing real serious, but we did check him out, and we are going to hold him probably for a day or two to make sure he recovers properly from that. You know, Blake Sims did practice last night. He got cleared yesterday afternoon, and that means Harrison Jones will start school in January. And I think that's about it.
Your team was voted #1 today in the coaches poll. Is that good news, bad news, you don't care, all of the above?
Well, I think, you know, everybody, you know, sort of appreciates the fact that your team gets recognized as being a good team, but as I've said before, I don't think it means a whole lot. I think a lot of those polls sort of come based on what the team did last year. I don't really think that any of the things that we accomplished last year is going to help us win any games this year. And I think our players need to understand that. And their commitment to developing an identity with this team will be the key to how successful this team is. We have a very challenging schedule. All you have to do, I get stuff sent to me every day about how teams have an A on the front of their workout clothes, and you know, players from Florida talking about they can't wait to play Alabama, and players from Penn State saying, so we're a target for everyone. And the players need to understand that, and they need to be prepared for it, even though we don't control that. But we do control what we do, and how hungry we are and how motivated we are to do the things that we need to do to become a good team is something that we do control and need to be focused on controlling so that we can improve and become a good team. And that will determine how well we do in the future, not where we got voted in the poll.
Is it true you voted for Ohio State first, and why, and did you vote?
I can't even remember who I voted for, and I'm not sure I have to release that to the public, so I'm really, and does it matter? Doesn't matter to me, because I don't think the preseason poll has anything to do with anything. It's something that's out there for the fans to create interest. And where I voted doesn't mean anything, and I'm not going to comment about it.
And you won't tell us where you voted your own team?
Is that what I mean? Is that what it means when I say I won't comment about it, or is there another question it needs to be?
Yeah. Coach, yesterday I was struck with every one of the players that we interviewed. They seemed like you. They took on your mannerisms and a lot of the sayings that you preached to them. And even Luther Davis said they seemed like mini Sabans, or we are like mini Sabans. And I'm just wondering how gratifying that is for you as a coach, that this early on they seem to get it.
First of all, I think you would have to make an assessment, and I would hate to take a vote in this group to determine whether that's good or bad. Start with that. And I would not want this group to poll, that's for sure. But, well, I think that the most important thing to me is we're trying to teach our players how to be successful in every endeavor that's important to them in their life right now. You know, how they can develop the kind of habits that are going to help them be successful as people, what it takes for them to be successful academically, what it takes for them to be successful as football players, and the kind of image that we would like for them to have individually relative to their name and who they are. And all these things are going to contribute to them being more successful in life if they learn these things well. So I'm hoping that they're just not saying it because you've heard me say this before. What you do speaks so loudly, I can't hear what you say. So I really want to see you do it.